Hello there, this is Jesse Coffee, and I will be doing my 20th Century Fox VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray collection, although for now I'm just going to shorten it to 20th Century Fox VHS DVD collection. This is basically a series of videos where I show tapes I have from the Hollywood studios of 20th Century Fox, and I'll start with my magnetic videotapes. This company was started as an audio duplication facility in Farmington Hills, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit, by Andre Blay. He was an ambitious fella, and he wanted to duplicate movies on video cassette, but the technology was not advanced enough for that yet, and plus the majors were very skeptical of this because it might infringe on their copyright. But in August 1977, Blay managed to reach an agreement with 20th Century Fox, who had been represented by Steve Roberts, the telecommunications director for the company at that time, where they would put out 50 films where Magnetic would put out 50 films from 20th Century Fox on VHS and Beta for a down payment of between $250,000 and $500,000 plus royalties. One of the first 50 to get on Magnetic Video was Patton. George C. Scott and Carl Malden, of course the former refusing to win the Academy Award for Best Picture for his performance in it. Famously. There's no end label for that one. Or this one either, part 2. No, I showed the tape already. Here's another of Fox's first 50. And of course it's a movie that Frank Sinatra appeared in when he walked out of the set of the 1955 version of Carousel. Gag Can 2 is the movie that Nikia Khrushchev, which Nikia Khrushchev walks into the studios of Fox and is offended by the goings-on, so he decides to make some Soviet propaganda pieces denouncing what went on in those studios during the making of the movie. I'll have to watch this one at some point. Here's part 2 of it. Basically identical packaging except for the part 2 on the spine. And it's split in half because this ran 131 minutes, and you couldn't fit a 131 movie on one tape back in the late 70s. Here's Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, of course the star-making film of Marilyn Monroe, and due in part to the song Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, her performance of it. Now, all of Fox's first 50 from Magnetic came out in November of 1977. My copies are later printings from between the summer of 78 and around February of 79. There's Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Besides Fox, Magnetic also released the library of Charlie Chaplin for video release, and one of the Charlie Chaplin films that Magnetic issued was Modern Times. Now these notably did not come with an ad for their products, unlike their other releases from around this time. Instead they just have, they were among the first tapes to actually have a product description. The liner notes on the back kind of play like the liner notes you find on a classical album. in certain respects. At least from what I've seen, anyway. Now, I put a green lid on this from one of my VeggieTales tapes. This originally came with an RCA lid. That broke. And I still have it somewhere. I tried putting a tan lid on, but that didn't seem... That seemed a little bit indistinctive. So I just put... Just swap lids with one of my VeggieTales tapes, which is God Wants Me to Forgive Them. That's the name of it. Magnetic Video also operating in the UK. This is one of the UK magnetic releases. It's a MASH, 1970 movie, which inspired the classic TV show. They were located at Building Number 9, GC Estate, East Lane, Wembley, Middlesex, HA97Q8. And although Magnetic Video UK was founded in 1978. They didn't start putting out tapes until 1979, according to pre-cert.co.uk, according to pre-cert video. Here's the original version of The Omen from 1976. I think the remake from 2006 is an Omen in itself. And both The Omen and this copy of Miracle on 34th Street that I made myself, were homemade. Magnetic Video also had dealings with Africa Embassy Pictures Corporation. Now, in the same month that The Omen came to VHS via Magnetic, Mel Brooks' first movie, The Producers, arrived on Magnetic Video. That month being March of 1980. This is a real comedy classic right here. I'm telling you. It really launched the career of Mel Brooks. Really put him on the map. In 1968. Here comes the end label for that tape. I have no idea what little store this tape came from. Alright, we got the original video release of The Rose from July of 1980. This is a great rock film in many ways. Not the least of which is Beth Midler's performance in it and the cinematography on this film from Oscar winner Vilmos Zsigmond. This was one of the last tapes to have, from Magnetic, to have an ad on the back. And one of the very first to have full artwork, as you could see. Alright, the original video release of 9 to 5. With Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Dolly Parton, and Daphne Coleman right there. This was to be released on video in December of 1980, alongside the film's theatrical, around the same time as the theatrical release of the movie, which is why there's a 1980 copyright date on the back. But, you know, the theater owners really disliked the idea of Fox putting a tape of the movie out at the same time that the movie came out in theaters, so the release of this tape was pushed back to April of 1981. There is the stuntman another 1981 magnetic tape of a film from Melvin Siren Productions released through Fox. And perhaps one of the best known, maybe the best known, of the Melvin Simon Fox releases. Now the tape is kind of damaged, and it didn't play all that great on one of my VCRs, but it plays much better on my current one. Also worth noting, this doesn't have the Magnetic Video logo or the Fox logo anywhere on it at the beginning. Here comes a bodyguard. My bodyguard, rather. Another Melvin Siren released with Fox. This tape came out in 1981 as well. And I made this tape myself. And yes, VHS Beta Opening Preview Lover 1991, I did model this tape after your copy. This tape doesn't have a label of any variety on the cassette, so there is no point in getting it out. Here's another company that Magnetic Video did business with, this company being ABC Pictures Corporation. American Broadcasting Company, folks. And this is one of the movies that ABC Pictures Corporation made. It's supposed to give a war and nobody came. This is the 1981 tape thereof. Yep, 1981. Tape itself. In the end label. '81 tape here of Take This Job and Shove It. It's an Afro Embassy Pictures movie. The highest number in Fox's numbering system for Afro Embassy movies, because the two 20th Century Fox video releases of Afro Embassy films had lower numbers than 4076. Here's now Voyager with Betty Davis and Paul Henry. It's a movie United Artists owned the rights to at the time. It was made by Warner Brothers before 1950. In this case, 1942. United Artists was yet another company Magnetic Video had dealings with. And they also had ties with ITC. Along with the American Film Theater, Brook Productions, Bilberud Productions, and Pathé. Alright, here comes a laserdisc from Magnetic. This is Blue Hawaii. Released in 1981 Magnetic. I don't know why the Fox logo is on the upper left corner of the front cover. This was licensed from Viacom. It was originally a Paramount movie. See here, a Paramount release. Comes in a plastic envelope. And look at how big and shiny these laser discs are. They're the size of LPs, basically. Vinyl LP size discs. That's it for the Magnetic Video part of my 20th Century Fox video collection.